It's with a heavy heart that I join you tonight to announce the recipient of the Philippine American Press Club Torchbearer Award for Journalism. I so wish that Jessie Mangaliman could be here to receive this recognition, but he tragically and unexpectedly passed in July of this year. It is a sad fact that too often in life, one does not truly get recognition and appreciation until after his or her life has ended. It's a sad fact that Jessie did not get that type of recognition so that we could all applaud him tonight. I know Jessie through his work with the Asian American Journalists Association, and of course by reading his work in primarily the San Jose Mercury News. He always had a demeanor of quiet elegance, a quick smile, and a sense of humor. You can see that in the picture there. But most of all, he was a gifted journalist who rose from being an undocumented Filipino immigrant to a Pulitzer Prize nominee for articles on AIDS and immigration for the New York Newsday. He was also part of that newspaper's team that won a Pulitzer Prize for breaking news coverage of a subway derailment. Jessie came to the U.S. as a high school exchange student from Manila. He described his early life as one of grinding poverty. His mother, a teacher and part-time taxi cab driver, sold her cab to send Jessie to live with an American family in Oklahoma. Jessie, after graduation from high school, won a scholarship to study journalism and French at a university in Oklahoma. He then went on to work at newspapers including USA Today and New York Newsday. During college and his early professional career, Jessie lived in fear because he was undocumented. He finally told his Newsday employers when he was asked to cover President Bush's amnesty program. Jessie saw that as a conflict of interest and told his editor, "I have to be honest with you." Rather than fire him, the paper got him legal help because they just didn't want to lose him. Jessie went on to the San Jose Mercury News, where he was part of the race and demographic reporting team. The downturn of the journalism industry led him to PR and media relation jobs with Kaiser Permanente, and his last job was as Director of Public Relations at the Federal Reserve Bank of San Francisco. A well-known advocate for the undocumented, a fellow Filipino-American journalist, and former Washington Post reporter, Jose Antonio Vargas, says, Jessie was a role model. Quote, seeing an openly gay Filipino-American journalist in newsrooms like the Washington Post and the San Jose Mercury News was a validating and liberating thing. We honor Jessie Mangaliman tonight with the Torchbearer Award for Outstanding Journalism. Accepting in his behalf is Jessie's husband and partner of 27 years, John Meyer. John?
John, you are on mute right now.
How's that?
Good.
Hi, everybody. Oh, thanks, Lloyd. That was beautiful. Wow. I remember once asking Jessie when we were having a glass of wine one night if he was bullied growing up as a little kid in Manila. And he said, oh, a little bit. They never did it very long. I could make them cry. That's when I learned the power of words. So how perfect is it that that little boy became a journalist, or as he liked to say, a storyteller? Some things were non-negotiable in his life. He insisted on honesty, truth, integrity, decency, loyalty, and laughter. Even after he moved on to new challenges, he always considered himself a journalist and a wordsmith. And in that sense, he was a true keeper of the flame. He left the Philippines as a teenager, but was intensely proud of his heritage. If he had one regret, it was only not being able to perfectly copy his mother's adobo recipe. But the irony is now that there really aren't words for someone like him. They don't do him justice. He was one of a kind, quiet but steady force of nature. So on Jessie's behalf, it's my honor to accept this award tonight from the 2020 Torchbearer Award from the Filipino American Press Club with my most sincere and heartfelt thank you. Mabuhay and good evening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, John. You know, Jessie's words, his stories, they will live on. And maybe you can perfect the adobo recipe. Maybe you can do that. But thank you so much, Mr. John Meyer.